I would love a drum roll, please. For our Team 3, building trust and resilience, improving community disaster response through personalised messaging. So can you help me welcome the personalised messaging team, Craig Ridep-Morris, Alison Sheaves and Madison Green.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Craig Ridep-Morris, and this is Madison Green and Alison Sheaves, and we are all PhD candidates from James Cook University in Townsville. And today we are pitching an idea focused on building trust and resilience by improving community disaster response through personalised messages. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the Bindjarad people as the original inhabitants and traditional owners of the land in and around Mandurah. We would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the lands that we live and work, the Woolgarukaba and Bindal peoples. We extend this acknowledgement to all Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today and online, and we pay our respects to all elders past and present. So today, we are pitching a development of a generative AI chatbot that aims to provide personalised information to communities to help them be well prepared for an event, understand their own risks within their local area, and access vital information for recovery and response. This solution addresses the problem of people feeling uncertainty in the face of disasters, which intensifies the public's demand for accurate information from reliable sources. It also addresses low engagement with the breadth of reliable information available. For those that are not aware, in Queensland, disaster management is disseminated via local councils who use disaster dashboards, which act as a one-stop shop for all relevant disaster information from key entities such as the Bureau of Meteorology, SES, and energy providers. However, we are aware that different regions in Australia, in different regions of Australia, disaster information is communicated by different authoritative bodies. Therefore, we are proposing to pilot this in a region like Townsville, and we foresee, given time, that this concept would be adaptable to different governance systems around Australia. Before we get into the specifics of the chatbot, we'll briefly like to provide some background and context for the barriers contributing to the problem, as well as how our idea has evolved. Research has identified that there are several factors which contribute to low engagement, all of which cannot be targeted in one innovation. And for the purposes of our innovation, we are looking at leveraging psychological theory such as construal level theory to help increase the community's understanding of their risk in the face of a disaster, allowing people to better prepare and recover. One of the main factors contributing to low engagement may be that there is a perceived lack of personally relevant information available. Construal level theory explains that when events are represented as being a more proximal or close threat, the salience or importance of the message increases. This increased salience of the information gives the community a more nuanced understanding of their personal risk and thereby increasing the likelihood of people engaging in protective actions. We acknowledge here that construing events as a more proximal threat may be ineffective for certain segments of the population, as heightened uncertainty and stress can similarly lead to a lack of engagement. The point here is that people should be given the option of accessing more personally relevant information should this be what they need to understand their risks and prompt actions. Low engagement of information sources may also be a result of accessibility and usability of online platforms which disseminate key information. The ease of navigating these sites can be impacted by factors such as digital knowledge and even something as simple as the device a person is operating from.
Okay, so to address these barriers, our innovative idea is again the development of an AI-operated chatbot which would be embedded within disaster dashboards. This chatbot will improve community understanding, trust and disaster resilience by providing accessible disaster information that is personal and relevant to each community member. We are proposing to pilot the chatbot in a region like Townsville, which has a local disaster dashboard. This is designed as a collaborative approach, which is supported by other tiers of government, emergency management sectors, and other essential services who feed information to the community through disaster dashboards. It is essential that a co-designed, human-centred approach is undertaken. This allows the information that is accessible be based on the community's wants and needs during a disaster. There are several ways this co-design process can be facilitated. For instance, councils can conduct community feedback sessions, online surveys, and utilise already existing outreach efforts, such as disaster ready days and school visits. With this AI chatbot, we are aiming to facilitate a more accessible way of navigating and searching for information. We foresee this to be the most useful during the preparation and recovery phases of disasters. How did we get to this idea? Well, our own lived experience of extreme weather events and research from our lab group helped us understand that how disaster information is communicated influences trust in key entities. Communication also influences how, why, and when people will engage in preparatory and community actions. Personally and within our community, we recognise the want for more personalised and suburb-specific information, exemplified by the recent cyclone Kirrily that impacted the Townsville region in January this year. Lack of personally relevant information can lead to frustration, as evidenced in the quote from Townsville local community member Jennifer Gaskin. Jen said, "I live in the outskirts of Townsville, and I felt like the updates were not relevant to me or my immediate neighbourhood." Throughout this challenge, our idea has evolved a lot, from initially proposing the creation of a communication protocol which aimed to optimise the advertisement and dissemination of existing information sources. Through engaging with key stakeholders, we learnt some of the limitations councils might have and refined our ideas accordingly. From these discussions, and particularly our discussion with the Townsville Local Disaster Management Group, we decided to focus on the development of an AI-driven chatbot. The Townsville Local Disaster Management Group were really receptive to this idea, as evidenced in the quote on the slide from the team manager, Zach Dawes. Zach said, "I really like the concept of the AI chatbot. This could help filter out some of the more common types of questions that the community would be asking or looking for in the information across our platforms." We also engaged with Dr. David Henderson, the Chief Engineer at the Cyclone Testing Station, which operates from our home university, JCU. Dave also endorsed the idea, and we further discussed the ways in which we can get more suburb-specific information fed into the chatbot. We discussed the benefits of the chatbot, with Dave stating, "I think the personalised responses from the chatbot is a great idea, with many beneficial uses for communities, like an educational or risk awareness tool for the preparation and recovery phases of disasters." So before we get into the nitty-gritty, we would like to provide a very brief explanation of generative AI. Gen AI technology can mimic human creativity and brain functions to create complex original content, such as long-form text, high-quality images, videos, audio, and more. It completes these tasks based on a foundation model that has been trained and tuned by data to adapt the AI for specific applications. Gen AI offers numerous benefits, but also has its risks, one of which being hallucinations and the potential spread of misinformation. Hallucinations are essentially when the AI produces incorrect or nonsensical information that may seem plausible but is not based on real data or facts. Some of the reasons these occur is because insufficient training, biased or unrepresentative information being used to train the AI.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics. When building the AI model, the parameters of where information can be sourced should be fenced to only the reliable and trusted information on the dashboard. This will provide a more secure platform, which also reduces the risk of hallucinations and the potential spread of misinformation. Of course, there needs to be considerations placed on the measures around data security and end user protections. IBM and the Australian Signals Directorate provides guidelines around ensuring data security when building and training an AI model. As stated, this AI chatbot will be implemented within local council disaster dashboards to create a personalised, user-friendly interface which generates more forward-facing information to the communities about disasters and how to prepare and respond to them. When the chat is first opened, you'll be provided with some prompt questions or the space to ask your own question. This feature is the first step in the chatbot, which aims to build that personalised, tailored experience. This feature sets the basis for how information and prompts will be delivered to you. You will then begin to see information relevant to your area and be provided with further prompts that can lead you to useful information regarding preparation and recovery within your suburb. An example of a prompt question from the AI may be,
"Hello, I have access to a lot of information. Do you want to provide me with your postcode or your suburb, and I can provide more personalised information for you?"
to which I might respond, "My postcode is 4817, and is my area subject to flooding?" The conversation then continues.
"Thank you for those details. Yes, it looks like parts of your area may be subject to flooding. You can check your risk by looking at the flood map linked here. Let me know if you need help interpreting this information and if you need recommendations for appropriate preparation and evacuation planning."
To which I might respond, "It looks like my house would be flooded. Can you help me with an evacuation plan?"
Here are some links and other information about flooding and evacuation plans for your area. Is there anything else I can help you with?
So then I might ask, "Can you help me find where to get sandbags from?"
It looks like your closest sandbag collection point is 123 Smith Street. Is there anything else I can help you with?
As the conversation continues, more personally relevant information is provided, which should increase trust and build personal resilience. This chatbot can be extended to utilise this data to help people create their own evacuation plan by pre-populating information into a downloadable document. Some key considerations and additional features that we would like to include are added security features. So when the AI does not have access to the information via the dashboard, or errors occur in its response, the end user will be prompted to contact a human representative by phone or email. This will help mitigate some of the fears and apprehensions some people have around the use of AI. Further, to help mitigate these feelings of apprehension, users would need to be provided with information about how their personal data will be used by the AI. Further, it is important that the tone and phrasing used by the chatbot is informed by the demographics of local communities. For example, considering whether more plain English or culturally specific language should be used. These could include options for language other than English, which we acknowledge may come in further scaled versions of this innovation. Also, to ensure broad accessibility of the chatbot, it is imperative that voice-to-text and read-aloud functionality be included from the outset. Another additional feature which could add to the experience is the option for saving chats into a text file or email format for later viewing. In terms of scalability, the first obvious avenue is extension to other jurisdictions. It can also be extended to other emergency management resources, for example, the SES. Piloting this chatbot in regions like Townsville will prove the value of this idea to then be implemented in the wider disaster management space. A more complex issue with scalability is targeting cohorts that are averse to the use of AI. Again, piloting this chatbot will provide insights into reaching those cohorts. Additionally, extending implementation of AI into other disaster information resources may increase the trust in the overall use of AI in the disaster management space. So let's circle all of this back to the wicked problem. How is this building trust and resilience? Our innovation will build trust in both the information that is provided and its sources in the face of disasters. We are recommending equipping community members with access to user-friendly interfaces which provide personalised information in order to be well prepared for an event, understand your own risk within your area, and access vital information for recovery and response. This trust in local councils and the disaster dashboard's ability to inform communities can be carried over to future disasters, thereby enhancing the uptake of information, safety, preparedness, and resilience within Australian communities. Through personalised communication, we can provide certainty during uncertain times, increase trust, and enhance community resilience. Thank you.